everybody. I am so excited to have a couple quick minutes today with Cindy Latham, our Chief Marketing Officer here at Plexus Worldwide. And my name is Almay Darling, and I'm an independent Emerald Ambassador. And we were chatting about just the health of children today and how we as parents struggle and just all those crazy options out there today. And I know as a parent, when the kids were little, I controlled all their choices. We ate a ton of vegetables, we went outside all the time. Things were different. As they've gotten older, I really struggle with everybody has, screen time, advertising, just all the choices that are out there for them today where they're starting to make their own choices. And I know as a parent, I start to be concerned because really, what is this affecting? So I'm a little curious your take on it.
Wow, our modern world has created all sorts of challenges for kids' health today, and there's absolutely no denying it. And I would say as a parent, one of the things that you get very concerned about is the amount of junk food kids are eating today. 1 in every 3 kids eats junk food every single day, and it's deficient in key nutrients that are really important in their diet. The other thing that's really interesting is that about 60% of kids don't get enough really important vitamins like vitamin D, vitamin A, vitamin K. They just don't get enough in their diets. So our modern world, we're overfed and we're undernourished, and it's really impacting kids. And kind of one of the worst statistics out there is 1 in every 3 kids in the US is overweight. I mean, so the trajectory for our kids' health is really, really concerning for everybody.
Well, and how does that even happen? I mean, as an educated parent, and we're of an era where we're probably the most educated. We spend so much time investing in our families, investing in our health, really going the extra mile. So from your take, how does this even happen that we're having these challenges?
Well, a lot of the deficiencies in getting the right kind of food choices have to do with lifestyle. Like vitamin D is synthesized by getting out in the sun. Well, how many kids are in front of their computers, on their PlayStations, not getting outside? I mean, that's an issue.
Hours.
Then you've got the depletion of things in the soil. The nutrient value of the foods that you eat are actually have been reduced, so that's a challenge. Then there's a whole other challenge that's affecting our kids' health, and that has to do with their gut health. That's something that most parents aren't even aware of. And it really starts at birth. And when it starts at birth, 1 in every 3 kids today is born as a C-section.
Wow.
Mothers have incredible benefits that they provide if they, to the baby if they don't have a C-section. But those C-section babies don't get the benefit of the mother's healthy microbes.
Okay.
So that's a challenge. And then another huge challenge out there is the amount of antibiotics that kids are being, that are taking. There was a study in 2010 that said that there were 74 million doses of antibiotics to kids. That's 1 for every kid in America. Think about that. Antibiotics wipe out the bad bacteria, but they also get rid of the good bacteria, and that can last for up to a year, that effect. So gut health, not just the vitamin gaps, gut health issues are significant, and gut dysbiosis for kids can affect their ability, it can affect their mood and their immune systems, and it also can help lead to being more overweight.
Okay, so let me kind of get this straight. So deficiencies in nutrients in our food supply, a whole lot less activity, and a whole lot more junk food. So all of those things, and of course we have antibiotics, which sometimes, quite frankly, they're necessary.
Absolutely.
But then the downstream effects, what you're saying then, is that it's then doing what?
Yeah, well, it's creating this real big challenge for kids' health today. And that's the thing that I think that as parents, we want to give our kids the best choices.
Absolutely.
And the best things in their bodies. So that's where Plexus can help.
Okay, so I'm curious about that. So how is it that Plexus can help with that? Because that's a challenge we all run into.
Yeah. Well, as a health and happiness company, which we love, we just created this great new product.
Okay.
And it's called XFactor Kids. And what we did is we were looking at kind of the issues that are, the gaps that are out there. And we decided we would create an amazing multivitamin with 13 essential vitamins in it, plus a probiotic. So it's put together in something that tastes great.
Ah, and I'm getting two
Products
in
in
one.
one.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's going to taste good. Okay, and so tell me then. I know my children, when we go to the market, they always want to gravitate towards gummies. So so what is this exactly?
Okay, so gummy vitamins are really popular. They are full of sugar. So in one gummy, you're getting about 1 1/4 teaspoons of sugar.
Wow.
So kids are ingesting about 50 pounds of sugar a year today.
Okay.
I mean, in a year, which is amazing.
Okay.
Well, if you take the dose of a gummy vitamin, you're getting about 4.5 pounds of sugar in a year. So sugar is a big issue. You want to try to reduce the amount in your kid's diet. So we wanted to create a healthy, great tasting choice and avoid something like that when we put our product together.
Okay, so as a parent, I can be doing all those great things,
Yep.
and then, but you're saying that I could be making choices with my multivitamin that are actually taking me 2 steps forward, 2 steps back.
Correct.
Okay, so
Correct.
then, so tell me a little bit more about how the product is going to help my children.
Okay, so we have 13 essential vitamins. They're very important. But what we did that was we're really proud about is we use very bioactive, bioavailable forms of really, really important nutrients.
Okay, hold on. What's bioavailable active forms mean to just the everyday mom or dad? What does
Yeah.
that mean?
Let me give you an example. I'm going to pick on vitamin E. Vitamin E, you want to use a natural form of vitamin E because the body assimilates it better. It's much more. It's more easily absorbed by the body than synthetic vitamin E.
Okay.
So we use a sunflower-derived vitamin E that's non-GMO. So we're really paying attention to the ingredients that we're putting in to give the best benefit that we possibly can.
Okay, so if they can use the nutrition
Yes.
that they're bringing in their
Yeah.
body, then that could then, correct me if I'm wrong, translate to changes for
Yes.
their body
Absolutely.
to help them have a better platform and bridge that gap between what they're maybe eating, which is great, but not quite enough. And for somebody like me who has older children,
Yep.
teenagers,
Yep.
help them with what they're probably not quite eating anyway.
Exactly. So,
Okay.
I was talking about one of the gaps that kids have today is they don't get enough vitamin K. Well, why
Okay.
do I care about vitamin K? It's really important for bone health. And we're using super bioavailable forms, vitamin K1 and K2, that are really expensive, but they're the right choices to help kind of fill that gap.
Okay, now tell me about my children have MTHFR, and so
Okay.
what about that? Do we have a product that they could use?
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up because the issue with folic acid is so critical for kids. 40% of the population, that includes kids, has a genetic defect that doesn't allow them to absorb folic acid. So we are using a form, MTHF form, so that it's the methylated form that everybody can absorb. So you don't have to worry about your kids may have the defect that doesn't allow them to absorb folic acid. We solve that in our formula.
You were talking about bioavailability, and you also mentioned another word, and you said probiotics. So tell me a little bit more about the fact that this product is a 2-in-1
Yeah.
and that it has probiotics in it. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit more about why that matters and what that's going to look like for my children.
Well, we wanted to also help with gut health for kids. And so we included some clinically studied strains of probiotics to really improve gut health. And what probiotics are doing is they're these really good microbes that you want in your gut. And we use several different strains of these good guys. And one of the good guys is something that's called lactobacillus. And we use 2 different strains of lactobacillus. And these are clinically studied. There are over 900 scientific studies that support the type of lactobacillus that is in XFactor kids. Another thing that we did is we included bifidobacterium. And when I was talking about the C-sections with kids, why that's really important is when we're born, 95% of the good microbes that are in our gut are bifidobacterium. And bifidobacterium help us synthesize vitamin K and biotin and other key nutrients. It's really, really important for you to have.
Okay.
And again, we're using clinically studied amounts. And there are over 4 billion probiotics that you'll get in a 2-serving dose of XFactor Kids. So we're really concentrating on that vitamin, filling those vitamin gaps, and also providing the probiotic support.
That's huge. And those are some big words. And so I know as a parent, I get excited to just know the bottom line.
Yeah.
If my child has better gut bacteria, then that downstream effect is going to be huge just on healthy minds and how they function. And I love it.
Yeah.
So you also mentioned something else that I think is really important as a parent. Nobody wants a bunch of fillers. Nobody wants a product that has just in it. So tell me more about the clean factor that we have in this new XFactor for children.
Yeah, you know, so as a parent, there's so many things you have to have on your mind with your kids. You know, one of them are allergens. Oh my goodness, you know, there's a lot of allergens out there that you have to read all the fine print to find out. So we wanted to make sure we avoided every common allergen. You won't find that in XFactor Kids. So we avoided the egg and dairy and no soy and no wheat and no shellfish, no nuts and no peanuts, no tree nuts. So we really tried to get rid of anything that could be a common allergen, so you won't find that in XFactor Kids. We also are using all non-GMO ingredients, which is a big deal because a lot of parents are really trying to avoid that with their kids. There's no artificial colors, there's no artificial sweeteners, or no artificial flavors, there's no added preservatives in XFactor Kids, there's no sugar. You know, I talked about the gummy bears and all the sugar. There's no sugar in here either, so it's really healthier choices, and it's gluten-free and 100% vegetarian. I think I'm remembering the whole list.
That's huge.
We're trying to keep this incredible product clean so that you didn't have to worry about it as a parent.
So let me get this straight. You've got an incredible multivitamin. You have a 2-in-1, so I'm getting 2 products in one. I'm getting great, incredible gut health. Are you kidding me? All of that in that little fabulous product. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, so I can't wait for everybody to get their hands on this product and begin using it immediately. So thank you. Thank you for taking the time, and thank you to you and your team for creating a fabulous product that all of us parents are going to want to use immediately.
Well, thank you, Ame. It's great to have you here, and we're so excited about this new formula. So
for sure.